The arrangement was not without its challenges. The men found it hard to cooperate and respect each other's time with Nala. Jealousy and competition still simmered beneath the surface. Often, a man would refuse to come out when his time was up, forcing the next in line to knock incessantly on the door, demanding his turn. This constant tension tested their patience and commitment to the agreement, threatening the fragile peace they had worked so hard to achieve. In the mystical river kingdom, a realm hidden beneath the sparkling waters, lived Adanna, a beautiful river goddess. She fell deeply in love with a mortal man named Obinna, a love that was strictly forbidden by the laws of the river kingdom. When their affair was discovered, the river king was furious. As punishment, Adanna was banished to the mortal world, and her newborn daughter, Nala, was cursed with an insatiable desire. No single man could ever satisfy her, and all men would find her irresistible. Nala grew up in the village of Obioha, unaware of the curse that loomed over her. As she blossomed into womanhood, her beauty became legendary. She possessed the captivating allure of a river goddess and the striking physical features of a human. Her eyes sparkled like clear waters, her skin was as smooth as polished stones, and her hair flowed like a river current. From a young age, men in the village were drawn to her. They couldn't resist her charm, and Nala, despite her best efforts, felt a yearning that no man could fulfill. Her mother, Adanna, had tried to protect her by keeping her isolated, but Nala's beauty and the curse's power were too strong. As Nala matured, the village of Obioha descended into chaos. Men fought constantly over her, leading to broken friendships, strained marriages, and even violent confrontations. The village elders, seeing the growing unrest, sought a solution. They held a council to address the issue, but no one could agree on a way to resolve the conflict. Nala, distressed by the turmoil she unintentionally caused, withdrew from the village, spending most of her time near the river, where she felt a strange sense of belonging. She confided in her mother, who revealed the truth about her origins and the curse that plagued her. The men of Obioha, desperate for peace and order, gathered to find a solution. They realized that their constant fighting was tearing the village apart. One man, Chike, suggested a radical idea. Since no one man could have Nala to himself, they should all marry her. This way, they would share her equally and the village could regain its harmony. Though the idea was shocking, the men saw no other way. They presented the plan to the village elders and eventually to Nala. Torn between her own desires and the need to restore peace, Nala reluctantly agreed. A grand ceremony was held, unlike any the village had ever seen. Nala, adorned in the finest garments, stood before the entire male population of Obioha. The men pledged to share her and to treat each other with respect. The women of the village watched with mixed emotions, hoping that this unconventional marriage would bring the peace they so desperately needed. The arrangement was not without its challenges. The men found it hard to cooperate and respect each other's time with Nala. Jealousy and competition still simmered beneath the surface. Often, a man would refuse to come out when his time was up, forcing the next in line to knock incessantly on the door, demanding his turn. This constant tension tested their patience and commitment to the agreement, threatening the fragile peace they had worked so hard to achieve. But the village elders mediated disputes and enforced the rules they had set. As time passed, Nala's cause began to manifest in unexpected ways. The men, though initially captivated, found that their desire for her only grew stronger. The more they tried to satisfy her, the more insatiable she became. The village was once again on the brink of chaos. One night, in desperation, Nala returned to the river and pleaded with the spirits of the river kingdom for help. She wept by the water's edge, her tears mingling with the river. Suddenly, the water began to glow, and a figure emerged, a powerful water spirit sent by the river king. The spirit, seeing Nala's plight, took pity on her. It revealed that the curse could only be broken if Nala performed an act of true selflessness, willing to make any sacrifice for the greater good. Nala, determined to save her village, vowed to find a way to break the curse. Nala returned to the village with renewed purpose. She began to care for the villagers, tending to the sick, helping with the harvest, and teaching the children. Her kindness and dedication won the hearts of the people, both men and women. She realized that by focusing on others, she could keep her own desires in check. One fateful day, a severe drought struck the village. The river, their lifeline, began to dry up, threatening their survival. The villagers were desperate, and Nala knew that this was her chance to break the curse. She gathered the villagers by the river and offered a heartfelt prayer to the river king, pledging to give up her own life if it meant saving her people. As she spoke, the river's surface began to shimmer, and the water spirits emerged once more. The spirits revealed that the river could only return to its full strength if a life was sacrificed, an ancient law of the river kingdom. In a profound act of selflessness, Nala chose to give her own life for the well-being of her community. She waded into the river, letting its cool embrace envelop her, and soon she sank beneath the surface. The river, in response to her sacrifice, surged with renewed vigor, flowing stronger and purer than ever before. After a brief but poignant moment, Nala's body was brought to the surface, not as a lifeless corpse, but as a majestic statue. The river spirits announced that Nala's selfless act had not only broken the curse, but also restored balance to the village. The men of Obioha, now freed from their uncontrollable urges, were deeply moved by her sacrifice. They honored her memory with reverence and gratitude. The statue of Nala stood proudly in the middle of the river, a timeless reminder of her courage and devotion. Her legacy endured, symbolizing the transformative power of selflessness and the strength of the human spirit. The village of Obioha, once plagued by turmoil, found peace and prosperity under her guiding example. The story of Nala, the woman who had been married to all the men in the village, became a cherished legend in Obioha. It was told for generations as a powerful testament to the enduring impact of love and sacrifice. The river, now a source of life and renewal, flowed endlessly through the heart of the village, forever celebrating Nala's extraordinary legacy. To enjoy more stories like this, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel.